Hello, welcome to
Help! I'm stuck in the podcast!
My name is Kai.
And my name is Fraser.
And I've been told to freestyle the rest.
Yeah!
My name is Kai and this is a podcast. I'm with Fraser. Yeah, shut up.
And that's the end of that.
What is this, episode 5, 6?
5, 6.
Five?
5. 5. I think this is the 5th one.
This is 6.
Because we are now...
This is 6.
It 6?
It's definitely 6.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a 6. It's a 6. You're right. And you know what that means?
It
It's
means
the
we've
1
done
month
6.
anniversary!
I was going to say we've done 6, but sure, if you want to go with
Well, that too, yeah.
So, today's episode, at the end of every month, the final Wednesday of every month, we've decided we're going to do a little community episode, as we mentioned briefly last time. And what we're doing basically is we've gone on Twitter, we put community episode. Today we're recording an episode where answer every question put forward from our listeners in depth. Do you have any questions for us? It could be personal or even topical. Reply to this tweet and your question could be answered in the next show.
And here we are, the next show.
Yes.
So, shall we kickstart it with a very good first question? It
Go
was
on.
from someone whose name I've literally just missed.
Rosie?
Wow. No.
No?
This is like the very, very first one. There we go. It is from J Husky Girl on Twitter who said, "How did you two meet?"
Well, originally, how did we meet?
So I was being carried by a carrier pigeon, and then it accidentally let go of me, and I fell through the roof of Kai's house, and Kai was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Ow,"
And I was like, my name's Kai.
and my name is Fraser.
Let's make a podcast.
Help! I'm stuck in a stranger's house.
And that's how we met.
No,
Now,
reality.
do you want to give the real story?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty awesome if that was the real one.
I mean aren't carrier
that's a
pigeons
unique one.
extinct?
I don't know. Probably
I'm pretty
not.
sure they are. They're like a certain type of pigeon. They're extinct, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, pigeon's a pigeon. No, so the real way we met was I knew this person called Callum. And Callum introduced me to somebody called Joe. And Joe introduced me to Kai.
That's pretty much it.
And then we recorded a video.
Yeah.
Kai then called me after recording with Joe. I think it was like 2 days later or something.
Oh,
we just
it
hopped
must
into
have
a
been something
call.
like that.
And then like the friendship just went from there, really.
And now I hate you more than I've ever hated you before.
Bitch. It's kind of like, I feel like with internet friendships, you meet people through people. I don't think
Definitely.
other than Callum, who we actually met through him telling a lie if he recognised me from somewhere. Other than Callum, where it was literally just out of the blue, I feel like I've always met another person on the internet through another person.
I get that, yeah. I mean, like, you go through, like, all of our friendships or whatever. I met, Piper and Kirsten through you and Callum.
Yeah.
You met Kendall through me.
Yeah.
Matan we met through someone else.
I think we
Aiden.
met Matan through Sherry.
Yeah, probably. Sherry
No, we met Sherry
through
through Matan. We met and then we met Matan through Elliot, who
That
I met
was
through
it.
you.
That was it. And
See,
then-
there's always like a story going back. Thomas we met through Joe. Not the same Joe, but another Joe.
I met him
and
through
then-
Jack, I'm pretty sure. But, like...
You didn't know Jack at
before-
the time, did you?
But I kind of knew of him, if that makes sense.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So,
I feel like if you give us a name, we could usually say, yeah, we met this person through this person.
yeah, definitely.
And
I
that's just
mean-
how internet friendships work. So I met Kai through people.
Then I met you through person.
Yes. I think it's a pretty good first question.
But then, like, we met in person at Minecon 2015.
That was
a month or two
pretty
later?
good. Yeah, it was quite fast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for the whole panelist opportunity, we wouldn't have met for quite a while after that. No, it was Insomnia, wasn't it? We then met
It
at
would have been
Insomnia after that.
yeah. But
So it would have been
I think if it
2
wasn't like
months
that
later.
first initial, like, oh, hello, nice to meet you in person, we probably wouldn't have met Insomnia.
Yeah. I remember when we first met, I kind of had like the impression of let's just break the ice. We went. I saw him from a distance. I was like, "Oh my god, it's him! He's over there." And I recorded this all on video because I was vlogging Minecon. And I was just like, right, I'm just gonna go over there. I'm gonna keep vlogging it. And literally, the first time we met, it was caught on camera.
That's true. And how awkward was that?
It wasn't too bad. It was kind of like, oh, what do I talk about initially? But, once you start kicking things off and, we're all excited for the weekend and, we're going to go meet this person and that person. You usually just pick up things to talk about, don't you?
Totally.
It was a good first meet.
It was
I think
nice.
we had like one of a... We had quite a positive and easy to carry on from first meet.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look at us now. We can meet in person whenever now, couldn't we?
Literally. Kai knows where I live. I know where Kai lives. We share pretty much all information. We're kind of like at that point where I don't really class Kai as an internet friend. We just talk on the internet a lot.
To be fair, I don't consider anyone like in friendship group or whatever internet friends, if that makes sense.
I feel like once we've met, then you're no longer on the internet friend level.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I felt like with that view for you, we're like ages or whatever now. Like years. I had Yuki here for 2 weeks. We got like really like personal level as well.
Yeah.
Sherry personal level, Thomas personal level, so on. I feel like it's just natural,
Yeah, I get you.
Which is nice. It's nice. I like having like the idea of just saying friend rather than internet friend. Well, like internet friends can be like anywhere in the world, but like this is like the group that like we can all just go to one place on the same day, for example, and just be there, and it'll be just normal.
It's a nightmare to organise things. Obviously, with so much distance comes a lot of expenses when travelling.
Totally.
But it is worth it. It's worth it.
Totally.
I feel like you value it more as well, because it's not just like, 5 minutes down the road, pop up with you another time or something.
Well, yeah, it's different, isn't it? Because like back when like you're in school or something like that, someone says, "Do you want to meet up?" It's like, all right, and like, but, like if one of us says it now, it's like we're us two. I think we're like 250 miles apart or something like that. Yeah. Whereas like that's a lot more special. Like it's like, "Do you want to meet up?" Yeah, let's meet up.
Yeah.
More than just like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that was a good first question. I just want to say Owen McCann also tweeted that one, so shout out to Owen McCann as well.
That's true.
Yeah, do you want to pick the second one?
How tall is Kai?
Yeah, 5'2".
Do you want the real answer or the fake answer? Because the real answer is 5'8.5".
He's lying. It's 5'2".
Shut up! Let me feel special, Fraser. So, real story here. Me and Becky are the same height. Becky is Jack's partner. We're the same height. She's 5'8". I'm 5'8". We found that out in Insomnia. And the joke was, because Wilbur's like 6'5", Jack's 6 foot, and Thomas is also 6 foot. I look tiny compared to all of them, so they just gone ahead and said I'm 5'2".
He is 5'2".
Shut up! You're 5'1".
I'm like 5'7.5", so I can't talk. I'm smaller than you. Only just though.
But that was from Galaxy Chloe and Lizzie Ravenclaw. They both said that. They both actually said the exact same thing.
It's a very popular question, Kai. Everyone really wants to know the truth.
Well, I've said it like 8 times now.
Like you're 5'2", yeah.
Next question.
Rosie Howells tweeted a couple of questions, all relating to the podcast. Where do you see this podcast going? On Spotify every Wednesday.
Yep.
I feel like this will last for a while. Everything's still so fresh. There's still so much to talk about. When you're just talking and getting points across and everything that you already know what you're going to say, it just comes from the heart. There's no script or nothing scripted with this. There's pointers of things to talk about, but there's no script like, today I am going to be washing my dog in the bath. Scrub.
Are you?
It's more just like, no. Although maybe one episode.
The whole episode you can just hear Peter going, with like a big echo in the bath.
Splosh. Yeah, no, I see this going on for a little while.
Keep going.
We're still way early days, so I think there's years to this easily.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll start doing interview/sponsors? Well, interviews depends on what the topic is. I think when we originally started this up, we said to each other it would be good to get guests on, get some friends on to talk about some things. We've had Yuki on already in the background talking briefly about some things. I think it'd be good to get some guests on. Sponsors, well, sponsors know where to contact us. There's our business information on the bio.
Come on, sponsors.
There's
Hello,
also
kissy kissy. If that doesn't get a sponsor, I don't know what doesn't.
I mean, I think you've won me over, and I'm not even looking for a sponsorship placement. Subscribe to IVXHD on YouTube. Will you have a Patreon? I don't think so.
I don't think there's a need, really, is there? I mean, this is just something to do for fun, isn't it? More than anything.
If you want to support us, just head on over to our YouTube channels. Mine's IVXHD, Kai's is Kairos Best, and become a member there. I think that's like the equivalent of Patreon.
Yeah,
but it goes directly to us.
And like YouTube have like integrated like different tiers as well. So if you really want to, I'm sure you said you're making different tiers eventually, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting around to it as well. I'm just trying to think of like good perks for every single one.
Yeah.
But
it's difficult, isn't it?
Want to, that's what it is.
Because when you offer like the lowest tier, you want to give something that's worth the money and not just like, well, thanks.
My biggest thing is I've always said it's just optional more than anything. Like, I don't know what to do after, like, the lowest one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a bit stuck on that. Like, I said, like, I don't know, I started, like, drafting it out the other day, and I put, like, just to see what happens, I put, like, $4.99, then 12, and then 20, and then 40 or whatever, for example. I can't remember what it was. But I feel like I can't decide what it is for the 40 whatever pound one. I don't want to decide that because that's a lot of money if someone did decide to do that.
Yeah.
So I said we'll discuss this in private or something like that because I feel like that's the best way around that. Really,
it's pretty difficult because like $4.99 is the baseline. You can go a little bit lower, but like YouTube always pushes out $4.99 as the baseline. So it's quite easy to set your baseline perks. But then when you offer higher perks, it's kind of difficult to. I guess it's value for money. I guess it's worth the money because, like, it's up to the viewer to decide whether they want to do it at that level. You know, it's just support, and then we give optional rewards back at the end of the day. But, like, you kind of want to make it feel like if you are becoming a member at that tier, then you want to make it feel like you are getting your money's worth as well. It's not just, oh, you're supporting me, you chose to support that amount. It's we want to give something in return as a thank you.
It's just
but we don't want it to
gesture,
be like,
isn't it?
Exactly. You know, help us and we'll help you out. We'll just, you know, give you a few extra perks. But it's just hard to decide what's worth it and what's not and what's kind of like an insult.
100%. Like, I hate the ones that, when you're making it or whatever, YouTube says, here's some suggestions of other people that are using it. And I mean this in the nicest way. It links me to Roblox and stuff. And I'm like, what's that going to do? It's like, oh, I'll be your friend on Roblox for this tier. What am I going to say? Oh yeah, I'll be your friend in real life. I don't like understand fully what to put for anything there. And that's the biggest problem.
It's a difficult one.
But
hey, yeah, if you want to support it through that way, then we've both got memberships enabled on our channel, so go check that out. Live shows, doubt it. We're still quite early on.
I mean, even then, it's hard to sell out a venue. And if like, you did, it'd be like, especially for a podcast, I don't think you'd have like a full like arena or anything like that, or a stage. You'd have like a pub.
We're not like David Dobrik's Views podcast where they can tour around because they've got like tens of millions of subscribers. With us, we've still got small audiences, and even then, of the audiences on our YouTube channels, only a small portion goes over to Spotify and then listens to the podcasts. Podcasting itself has a different audience because there's no visual side to it. Chances are you might be listening to this on the bus, you might be listening to this on a car journey, you could just be walking and listening to this, or you could be at home listening to this in your free time. But where it's audio only, you might even be listening to this whilst you're studying. If so, shout out. But, you know, it's difficult because, like, you're not looking at anything. Whereas when you've got a video, you know, you've got the visuals to grasp you and retain you, something to look at and keep your attention. But if you decide that we're talking about something that doesn't interest you, it's so easy to just pause and not listen anymore. So
totally,
it's a unique audience, and then obviously you've got to migrate your own audience across, and it's hard for discovery on podcasts. So, you know, I don't think it's happening.
I mean, the biggest thing with live shows as well is you got to get like time out of your like actual schedule and whatever else as well.
Exactly,
Do a live show, and then like you got to find out the best location to do it. And I think the best location probably in the UK is probably like London and something like that. And if you
Yeah.
want to hire a venue or something like that in London, it's expensive.
Yeah. So I guess if you want to just meet us, come to conventions, we usually go to Insomnia. That's probably the best way of getting around it.
Yeah.
But at this stage, until, me and Kai both 100% hit 10 million subscribers next year, then, probably not happening.
Well,
And then merch.
You said Insomnia as well. Like,
Yeah.
we were looking at going to Winter in the City. Not too sure if it's going to happen now. But maybe Summer in the City, maybe Comic Con or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on our Twitters, really, I think, for something like that.
Exactly. And then final one there was merch. We've got our own merch stores. We might look at it in the future, but go check us out.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a niche sort of thing, isn't it, for like merch for podcasts? I feel like it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't really have like a proper purpose. Like, what would you put on there? You could put help on stock in a podcast, but then like
there's the logo.
It's weird.
And the box art, but like there's nothing too visually identifying about a podcast. So you could put like a catchphrase or something. We don't really have a catchphrase, so
fuck off.
I mean, other than saying
right
bitch at the end.
Yeah, bitch or fuck off. I don't know how well that'll go down on the shirt.
Teespring would strike us down immediately.
No, actually, they probably wouldn't. I think you're allowed to do stuff like that still.
Anyway, do you want to pick the next one?
Yeah, why not? Let me have a look. Have either of you been in any really awkward situations with people you look up to?
That we look up to?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like everyone has, if that makes sense. Like, when you first meet someone that you look up to, you're like, oh wow, they're actually here. Yeah?
Yeah.
And like, I met PewDiePie before, when he did his book tour thing.
Yeah.
And like, I had like a couple of questions for him or whatever. And by the time that I got to him, I kind of went, oh shit, there he is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd be completely different now because I think I was like 14 or something like that then, maybe 15. And I'm like 20 in like a month or two.
You big boy now.
I am. I'm a lot more confident than I was 5 years ago. I know that for definite. But
I mean, I'm 22 now. That just happened a few days back. It's a bit,
yay! Happy birthday,
old boy.
But when I got there, I kind of just froze up and went, "Hi," and just like it was just a bit awkward at first. He said, "Brofist," like yeah, and then took a picture, and that was about it. And it was like, "Oh, thanks."
And then I guess you kind of like, you don't regret it. You're happy that you've done it, but like, you kind of think over your interaction. You think, oh, I could have easily said this if only I was just a little bit more confident. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and especially being younger, it's like,
yeah. But, I get you. I think I don't really get it that much. I don't get it much anymore anyway, because like the people you talk to now.
Oh, yeah. Not much anymore. I feel like compared to like, again, 5 years ago, it's completely different now. But
yeah, going back to Minecon and all of that, that was my first big shot being a panelist in 2015. So I was literally only a YouTuber of about 300, 400 subscribers at the time. And we were like mingling in the green room with people who were a hell of a lot bigger. So that was like Dan TDM, Ballistic Squid, Stacy, just to name a few, Stampy. And the Mojang team is kind of like, oh god, what am I doing mingling with these guys? You feel kind of out of place, but at the same time, it was great to talk to people.
Totally.
Like, I'd like to say, I was nervous to say the least, but I tried to put myself as like a false confident. Had some false confidence when doing it. So I seemed confident, but I wasn't necessarily too confident. And it's kind of like, what do you talk about? I mean, they're normal people. You don't want to go saying, oh, I saw your video the other day. Nice work, mate. Because it's kind of like, oh, you come across as a fan then.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it awkward, but I guess, what is it? What's the word for it? Starstruck? Is starstruck the word?
Starstruck, that kind of works, yeah.
Kind of like where you're kind of unsure about how to approach someone who's bigger than you.
Yeah, starstruck.
Yeah, I guess that works. Like, you could try and treat them as a person, but in your head you know, oh my god, this is kind of a big deal. I think that's my only awkward situation where I kind of had that in my head. Like, I know to treat these people as people, but in your head you're kind of thinking, wow, these guys are big deals.
Yeah, totally.
Other than that, I don't think I've been in any massively awkward situations. It's
No.
mainly just social awkward situations for me.
Yeah, I get that.
And that was from Neve or this on Twitter.
That was. Thanks, Neve.
Cheers, Neve.
Go on, your turn.
My turn. Oh, here we go. There's one from Amelia991131 on Twitter who said, "What's inspired you both to start YouTube?" Do you want to go?
Yeah, I was going to say, just keep it silent.
We don't know. It just happened.
So, I had a different channel before this one, and I originally got inspired to do that because one of my friends played Club Penguin and made some cool videos. I've spoken about this a few times before, but that's what originally started it off, and I was like, okay, this is quite fun. So I kept doing it. Obviously, when you get into like secondary school and stuff, people start taking the piss out of it and whatever else, which is normal. Like back when you're younger, everyone's like, whoa, you got a YouTube channel? Wow. At least like when I was younger, people were like that. I know it might be a bit different now because I see like a lot of people kind of still take the piss out of it a lot younger nowadays, if that makes sense. But I think that one did quite well for a while, and it was getting like a good 3,000 odd views every video or something like that, which was great at the time.
Yeah, this is early days YouTube. 3,000 views is insane.
Yeah, and like my channel started doing really well, and then it just kind of flopped and started getting about 400 maybe maximum, sometimes even 100 or less. And at this point, I think I was on like 13,000 subscribers or something like that, and I was like, nah, I don't like this anymore. I feel like this channel is not working, so I started a new one. I discussed it with you, I think, originally, didn't I? Yeah. And I was like,
I actually came up with your channel
you did.
username /C/KIB.
Yeah, but I remember saying to you, I'm really not happy with my channel, Fraser.
No.
And you said, why don't you start a new one or something like that? And I said, yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing vlogs or something like that. So that's why it's just KRB, because I was like, okay, I'll do vlogs on it only. Didn't really do many vlogs.
His first channel name was actually Life of Kai.
It was. That's what the original name for it was. And I was like, nah, Kairos best. Just gonna keep it my name. I feel like that's a good shout because I like it. It's still unique, isn't it? Even though it's my name, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's an uncommon one.
Well, there's no one else in the world called Kairos Best. You can search like name histories or whatever. No one's called it. So.
Well, there you go. It's unique, isn't it?
Exactly, but
which is easy for you because then you can get any name you want on social media platforms, like Twitter, who won't give me my personal name.
Shout out to you, Twitter, for not doing that.
Fuck off, Twitter. Literally, this has gone on a bullshit tangent rant now. I applied to get my personal name given to me because the account in question has like no tweets on it and it was never used. When I was in America on the 12th of June, this is when we were flying over, they accepted me, but I didn't see it till 2 days later. And I was like, oh shit. I replied, and then they basically denied me again. Way to take candy from a baby. What a shit support experience.
Got the bangs on that. That was good.
Honestly, that just puts through my frustration.
Yeah.
So, if people want to like at Twitter support and just say @IVexusHD is pissed off with you, just go for it. Because
Twitter support
really
don't read their Twitter team.
They don't. They really don't.
No.
What was that question? Oh yeah, how did you?
What inspired you to both start YouTube? I kind of said mine. Mine was I guess you kind of gave me a bit of an inspiration to start this channel.
Oh.
So Fraser could be one of them, I guess.
Hell yeah, I take 50% of all ad revenue. See, that meant yes. This YouTube channel that I've currently got now wasn't my first YouTube channel. I think I had 3 before this one. One of them was like my first ever one, which, you just upload shit on. Totally. Good luck finding it, but like, I know there was like something to do with McFly on there. There's a video of what to do when you're bored. So if you can find both of them, chances are you got the right channel. I'm going to go through my channel history when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I've got an idea of like going through everything and like going, right, this was my first channel, this is my second, this is my third, and this was the content, but only at 10,000 subscribers. So we're just less than 3,000 away. I've had that planned for a little while going through it, so you can see all the content. So my first one was just my bullshit uploading one. I was Well, this is in 2009, so how old was I? I was 12?
Yeah.
11 turning 12? Yeah, that sounds about right. So that was my first one. The second channel I then had was this channel called... Oh, I can't, actually, no, I don't want to say the name because this is going as part of the history video. But this video I did with my friend Jason, and we both basically did a show. I guess imagine iCarly, but not iCarly. It was me and my friend Jason, and we're just doing just random entertaining videos through that. That was good fun. I really enjoyed that. But I will
do that.
I'll obviously cover all of that in the history video, get me to 10k subscribers. The third one was my first shot at a gaming video channel, and, well, 10,000 subscribers. And then we're here now. I think I started this channel in February 2012. This is kind of like in the balance of, I don't want to do anything with my previous channels. I'm not quite ready to go forward with YouTube, but I just want to reserve my name. And then a year later, after creating the channels, that's when I probably kickstarted things off. Once I got my computer to do it, started with gaming videos. And I'd say the reason why I kickstarted it was not only did I want to do gaming, but I met my friend Brandon, Mega Man Likes Cheese on YouTube, and he was doing some gaming videos, and he kind of like gave me the kickstart to go ahead and do it. I was like, well, it looks like you're having fun. I want to do it as well. So then I started it myself, uploaded my first video with him, which was Herobrine's Return, the Minecraft map made by the Hypixel build team. And then everything kind of went from there. I think now we're 800 videos and streams in. And
Still going strong.
Still going strong somehow.
Yeah. That was a nice little question.
Yeah, I like that question. That was from Amelia99113.
Thanks, Amelia. I've been scrolling through while she was saying that to try and find a good question.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crap ones, aren't there?
Yes, things like, what breed of dog is the best breed of dog? Well, I think Kai mentioned last week that he liked the Japanese Spitz.
Yep.
I'm obviously extremely biased because Beta is a German Shepherd, and I love German Shepherds now that we've got her. Previously, my favourite dog was a Beagle, and I think that's all I have to say on that matter.
There's another one here that says, does my dad still love me?
You bloody hope so.
No.
Oh, here's a good one from One Spicy Meatball.
Oh, what the spicy meatball?
When did you decide to make a podcast, and how did you come up with the idea?
Give me a sec, where's the question?
It's somewhere. So, when did you decide to make a podcast, and how did you come up with the idea?
So...
Do you want to go... Yeah, you start off.
Okay, so I got a message from Fraser saying that he wanted to do a podcast, and I said, you know what, so do I. This was quite a few months ago, though.
This was start of this year.
Yeah, and then we started discussing it slightly, but not much, and then a few months go by, we haven't really spoken about it again, and then Fraser messages me again saying do you still want to do a podcast? And I said, you know what, lately I've been really wanting to do one, so yeah. And we got into a call, hopped straight in, and we were like, right, let's start discussing it then.
I think the main problem for us was coming up with the name. When you don't have a name, how do you go forward? Because then you need to make the graphics, any branding, and the accounts for social media. It's really difficult to come up with that. Totally.
And we were thinking of stupid names, trying to think of names we came up with.
I said that one of my ideas, if Kai were to not do this podcast with me, was Frambling.
That was one, yeah.
That was one of them.
There was another one. Trying to think of what it is. It was I'm scrolling through our chat at the moment to see if I can find it.
Chit chat, frit frat, Kit Kat. I can't remember.
Here we go. I found it.
You got them.
You said CCTT, which I'm not sure what it sounded for, but it was something like.
I think that's to do with that general vibe that I was just going with there. Chit chat,
twit twat,
twit twat. Sure, why not?
And then I said CCTT back. Then you sent some. You sent dot.
Yep, a very good name.
I think that would have been quite good actually.
Dot.
And I went downstairs and said, Fraser, I got the name, and I've said Hissy App, and you said, what the fuck is Hissy App? And I said, help! I'm stuck in a podcast. And I think we just kind of both really liked it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that sounds alright actually.
And then we just started doing it. We did the branding and stuff for it straight away. We tried to think of what we could do. I sent you a picture of the Beatles Help album.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really.
Once we got the name, we were very quick into creating everything else. I think an hour later, we've done the graphics, we got the Twitter account, and then we promoted it on our accounts. We just put the eyes emoji and then at Stuck in a Podcast.
Yeah.
And then, well, there you go. Here we are now. We're on week 6.
And obviously, we got the intro as well from kind of like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which is a show in the UK if you're not from here.
Yeah.
And because they go like, it's day 4, welcome back to I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
But for us,
the
it's
echo.
I'm stuck in a podcast.
And it works. I think that's like our biggest inspiration behind the name and stuff for that.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I think that's how we came up with the idea, wasn't it?
That was it, really. I mean, yeah, I think the only other thing that I haven't mentioned really is at the start of this year, I said, right, New Year's resolution, kickstart more things on my channel. That didn't bloody work. And get a podcast going. Well, now here we are.
You know what? My New Year's resolution, was I wanted to try and hit 100k this year. I still think it's possible because there's still like another 2 months or something like that. And judging by how everything's going at the moment, I think it could work.
You'll do
keep working. So thank you, appreciate that. But I say 2 months. There's 3 months, isn't there?
Yeah, there's 3 months
October,
left.
November, December. Yeah.
I sounded so unenthusiastic when I said that, but it's kind of like I'm just kind of like, yeah, I know you're gonna do it. I don't even need to say anything.
I think I've got to keep working hard though, and
yeah,
best thing like that wise is Jack's now doing like 3 videos a week on his main channel and 3 on his other channel.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing 3 on his like main channel at the moment and the other one on his other channel. So I've got a lot more time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But my other like resolution was, I think I just wanted to do something, you know? I feel like just something else online that was like
it's on his notepads list. It just says, do something.
Yeah, that was it. But I think this is like something that I really wanted to do was just get a podcast done. But then like halfway through the year, I was like, I really want to get like as much done as possible now. And that was like when we went to America or something like that. That's when I said that.
Yeah.
And like everything from there kind of like, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. More focus on everything as possible.
I feel like America helped in a way, as in, well, it hasn't kickstarted me to get back into YouTube and stuff or create other
But you
content.
did create some videos like just before we went.
We did, yeah. I had the intention to like do a vlog on it. I haven't, but I might just see what I can do at some point.
That's what I've said as well.
But it kind of like, it gave me the personal realization that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. For the longest of times, I wanted to go to America. It's kind of like, it was on my bucket list. My dream destination, go somewhere in America. New York, LA, Orlando, just go over there. And
yeah.
The problem, there's a triangle which you need to complete if you want to do all of it. Time, money, friends.
Yep.
If you have time, money, but I think for me the problem was I had time, I had money, I didn't have the friends to go. This was last year, back in September or August or whatever.
Right.
I had time, I had money, didn't have friends to go. The time before that, I had time, I had friends who were interested, just didn't have money. And then friends and money, the year before that, I just didn't have time because I ran out of holiday and I just got into a job. It was, you know, you need to fill out all 3 of those, and once you got all 3 of them, then you can do something. And it was at the start of this year, or the very end of December, and also the very start of this year was like, right, I'm going here. Who's coming? Aiden said yes, and I said to Aiden, even if it's just me and you, we're going. And I think at that point, because I remember putting it in the chat to everyone else as well, I said, right, this is the plan. I've said 100% yes. Aiden said 100% yes. Who's coming? Like, this is happening. Jump on board.
Yeah.
And then you jumped on. You're a bit unsure at first, and then
I think I was just unsure because I wasn't too sure on money at the time.
You just wanted to see your money situation.
Yeah, like I just wanted to make sure like any bills that I had going out, like they were covered before. Whatever else, and like I had enough to like prepare in advance, and I did.
We had the security of 2 months of trying to put together the money. You know, just have to put a deposit.
I think we did it like in a month though, didn't we?
Oh yeah. It was quite early on.
I think I paid you like everything back within like a week or 2.
It was pretty straight on, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I got like, I think I already had like money in my PayPal and like in my bank account. Then I got paid from YouTube, and then Jack paid me as well, like all in like one little like go, and I was like, yes.
Let's just get it done.
It was such a good little trip. Also, I just pulled my headphone out. Sorry.
Well done.
Hurt my ear, that. But at least we got it done. We got it done.
We got it done,
great.
and I want to go somewhere else.
I still want to go to Tokyo. I'm just hoping that others do.
Time will tell.
I know. Got until January to decide that, I think.
Yes.
But we are going to Sweden, maybe, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds quite promising. We might be going to go and see Green Day in Sweden. I've expressed a lot of interest. I think Sherry said yes.
Well, everyone that I put in the group said 100% yes. So that's all it is so far. But
just need to get things booked and then it's confirmed.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is making sure tickets are still available because obviously they've gone out. So.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they're only using a third of the stadium over in Sweden, so I think the biggest thing with that is if they haven't sold out, it's not going to be as busy. Like the die-hard fans have got their tickets.
Yeah.
We haven't yet.
Yeah, that's true.
So from what I looked at the other day, after 8 hours there were still tickets available, whereas the whole of London, for example, where they're using the whole stadium, was sold out.
That's crazy.
So I think that just kind of shows the bit of difference, and that's kind of why I want to go to Sweden instead, because you get to experience a different country for a start.
I've always wanted to go to Sweden.
It's a nice country. Home
of Minecraft.
Hon.
This is where we get there, and everything is just Minecraft blogs. We're like, whoa, Minecraft is real life.
Yeah, it could be. Hey Mojang, if you're listening, let us in.
Hit us up. We'll come do an office tour.
Yeah.
I think we've got time for one more question.
Yeah. You want to find it or?
Let's see.
Who was that question from, by the way?
That one there. That was from One Spicy Meatball.
Because Eva Rose and Scott both said they love it as well, and they had the same question. So thanks to both of you two as well.
Wow, everyone's going quite ham on these questions. Everyone wants to know the same things, which is good. That means we're answering three birds with one stone. We're killing three birds with one stone in this case.
Aye. All right, one more question.
Did you find one?
Well, I can give you one.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone who is trying to figure out who they are?
Whew.
My biggest advice is, I think, just keep being yourself. You're never going to figure out who you are fully. I think that's probably the best thing to say. If you told me 5 years ago, or not 5 years ago, if you told me about a month or so before I dyed my hair blue originally, that I was going to dye my hair black afterwards, or even going to dye my hair blue, I would have gone, you're joking.
Yeah.
Never just settle on, this is you. Just say, this is me now. I'm just going to keep being myself forever.
I guess that's a good point. I guess the you that you're seeing now isn't necessarily the you in 5 years' time.
Exactly.
I think if you feel like something's changing and you're a little bit hesitant to go forward with that change, but you think it's going to happen, I'd say ride the wave. I would say experiment. I would say if you feel like you want to try something out, see how things go. Let's just say, you don't know what your career is going to be. You've got an interest in this, but you're not too sure. I'd say experiment, give that a go, see if you like it. Get some work experience in that area, see if you like it. Let's just say you want to change your hairstyle. You want to see what things are like shaved instead of having long hair. Give it a go. If you don't like it, it'll grow back. If you're worried about third-party judgment, so you do it and then someone picks up on it and they start saying things, I think my biggest advice for that is don't let people hold you back from doing what you want to do. I feel like one of my biggest flaws and issues that I had when I was younger was I let the opinions of other people guide me a bit too much, and I wanted to be like the people around me to fit in. Yeah. And even though things got on fine and I was happy with it, when I then moved away from the friendship group I was with at the start of secondary school and went towards the friendship group I was with at the end of secondary school, that was a massive step. because I was kind of like, well, these people seem cool. I don't want to be with them because the original friendship group was kind of like not too keen with them, but I kind of wanted to give it a go and move away, so I did. I made the jump of moving across, and the third party opinions of the original friendship group were a bit like, oh wow, you're doing this now, you're a bit weird. But I gotta say, it was one of the best things I did. I ended up leaving school really happy with great friends, all of them fantastic. I'm still friends with them today, and that probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't take the risk of the experiment and actually talking to them, seeing what they were like, and just getting involved. So I'd say ignore the noise and go with the flow and what you feel is best.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing as well, like you said, is if someone says something negative about it, don't listen to them. They haven't tried it themselves. Like, I know, for example, when you say something like, I don't know, it's like when you're in school or something like that and someone's like, I'm going back to the whole channel thing, because I used to get taken the piss out of a lot for like having a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
same. Or whatever else. And it's just natural, isn't it? That happens if you have a YouTube channel for whatever reason. People are like, your videos are so shit, why do you even bother, and stuff like that.
It's an
like,
easy weakness to target.
Go away. What does it matter with you? I'm having fun, you fuck off. Yeah. That's how I've always seen it. If you're enjoying yourself, you enjoy yourself. Don't listen to what the negative is.
Sometimes it's down to jealousy, isn't it?
It really is. I saw someone the other week, who used to take the piss out of stuff all the time whenever I used to upload stuff,
Yeah.
I saw them because I went like into a shop and they worked there, and I was like, all right, whatever. And they went, oh, hi Kai, and I was like, hey, just being like nice or whatever. And they're like, I've seen some of your stuff, you're doing great now, always supported you. I was like, fuck off in my head.
Yeah, like you have.
Yeah.
And
it's like, no,
I get,
go away.
I get that. I get that. I mean, sure, I'm not in a position where I'm like big, but you know.
But like, it's stuff like that, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, you get into the thousands, and then people are like, oh, numbers, things are actually looking up for this person, and they start changing their opinions.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's just the whole always supported you sort of thing. It's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I said. If I ever get 100k in like one of the plaques, my first post is going to be, thanks everyone, thanks for all the support. And then the next post, like a few minutes later, with a big middle finger up right at the camera, this is to all of you that took the piss out of me in school.
This is to you, Greg, you heartless swine.
I think that's the best thing though. Just keep doing what you're doing, have fun with your life. If someone tries to take the piss out of you or whatever for it, fuck them. They've got no reason to take the piss out of you. You're enjoying yourself. You're doing what you want to do.
And then that's how you figure out who you are.
Yeah. And with that said, I think that is the end of this podcast. That was from Blue, by the way, so thanks, Blue.
Nerdy Blue on Twitter.
That's Nerdy Blue.
Yes.
You said nudie.
Nerdy Blue. I thought I said nerdy. I think I just said it with a shit accent.
Nerdy Blue.
Anyway,
So, thanks everyone for listening for this week. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next Wednesday with another episode. So, if you have anything you want us to talk about in specific for next time, be sure to send us a tweet at StuckInAPodcast, and we'll probably do something as well. Not good with outros, Fraser. Gonna be honest. Never have been.
Yeah, so we upload a new episode on Spotify every week on Wednesday. We don't have a set time for it at this stage. We just keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on Spotify by clicking on that follow button to get notified when the next episode is out. Of course, go follow us on Twitter as well, on @StuckInAPodcast. Our personal ones as well are linked in the bio of that account. We will see you next time on Stuck in the Podcast! I'm pretty hungry now.
Yeah, my back itches now. I'm going to be honest, I can't reach it, Fraser.
Well, bitch.
Bitch!